Tech support with Tony. Hey team, thanks for tuning in. So we're just going to get right into it. Today's video, I'm going to go over a call that I get often in the call center here. It's a issue that I'm going to present to you that has to do with room temperature calibration. I often get people calling me indicating, hey Tony, my thermostat is reading 75 degrees, but it's not that warm in here. It's only 71. I've got some thermometer that I'm comparing it to, and it just doesn't feel like 75. Is there a way to calibrate the thermostat so that instead of saying 75, it shows 71, the number that I think it should be? And the quick answer is no, there's not. There's no calibration function on our thermostats. They are factory calibrated. They should be accurate to within 1 degree plus or minus. Any thermostat that would be out of that spec would qualify as a warranty replacement, and you should be able to get that replaced as a warranty without issue. However, what we find often is that the issue is not that the thermostat is out of calibration, but rather the thermostat is being artificially influenced. So what I mean by this is it is receiving some sort of warmth that is causing the room temperature reading to be inflated or higher than you would expect. So I'm going to pull in my little wall display here, and we're going to have a sample thermostat showing. And on this thermostat, you can see that the room temperature is currently indicated as 71. Now, you would call me and say, Tony, it's not 71 in the room. It's actually 67 because I have this other thermometer that tells me the room temperature is less than that. And it certainly could be a discrepancy between the two. However, there's a simple test that we can do to rule out anything that has to do with the mounting location of this thermostat. So your thermostat is mounted on the wall, and behind the wall is typically an empty wall cavity. And that empty wall cavity can have a temperature difference behind there with warmer air. And that warm air will push itself through the hole in the wall where the wires come, and that warm air will then come into the thermostat body. And that warm air is then going to influence the temperature of the thermostat to read a higher temperature than you would expect it to. So what we can do is take this thermostat off of the wall, take it along with the other thermometer that you've been making this comparison to. Place both of them in a kitchen cabinet in the house for about 10 or 15 minutes. And after 10 or 15 minutes, take it out and compare your readings. If you find that there's no longer a discrepancy between the thermostat and the thermometer that say they both read the same temperature, that's going to indicate to you that there's something going on at the location here that's artificially inflating or influencing this temperature reading. If you take that thermostat and you put it back on the wall, and over 10 minutes it slowly climbs again, that's going to confirm for you that there's something going on at this location that is causing the thermostat to read a higher temperature. So it's not a fault of the thermostat, but it has something to do with the mounting location. You may have to seal up that hole in there so that that warm air can't come in. Sometimes I've even seen the heat just transfer from the wall itself. The thermostat is mounted right on the surface of the wall, and it can absorb that heat, making it read a little bit warmer. So sometimes even putting some spacers behind here to get a little airflow behind can aid with reducing that. However, if after 10 minutes in the cabinet you find there's still the same level of discrepancy, then certainly that would mean that the calibration is not the same on both the thermostat and your other thermometer. At this point, it could be a problem with the thermostat, but it could also be a problem with your other thermometer. And making that determination is a little more difficult. But as I mentioned, the spec is 1 degree plus or minus factory calibration. There's nothing we can do to change what that says. There's no feature that allows us to change the room temperature reading. It's a set calibration from the factory. So once again, set calibration from the factory, something that we can't change. If you see that you got a discrepancy, thermostat reads often a higher temperature than what you would expect, maybe 3, 4, 5 degrees, maybe even 8 degrees. Take your thermostat off of the wall, take and place it in a kitchen cabinet along with the comparison thermometer. Give them both time to acclimate to the temperature inside of that cabinet. That cabinet's going to provide us with the same temperature for both devices. Then observe your reading. See if the reading is different. See if it's exactly the same. That will give you an indication as to whether or not you have a problem with your mounting location or you have a problem with the thermostat. Give me a call. Talk you through it. Phone lines are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Central Time. Phone number will be in the description. Thanks for watching.